see. So we're going to the next size over here. They're not exactly identical. I mean, we could make them identical just for the heck of it. Why not? So we have a pair of each of the different sizes. So now as far as this one, if you recall, we have a lot of paper here that we could go through. And let's take a little bit of the postage stamps. I'm going to just use random because, well, there's so much of it that I don't know which one really would look better than the other. Now, I probably don't need the whole thing because it might take up all of the tags. So I'm going to trim it down quite a bit and just use a little piece of it like that. And a little piece over here. There we go. So I'll just get rid of these over here. Okay, so we're going to see what we're going to use there. And then a little bit of, let's see. Okay, a little bit of this very old paper. I'm just going to use random pieces. And I might put this one right with the bottom as well because it's just so beautifully aged. And maybe even this whole piece here. And then I can put a couple of things on top. Layer it a bit. And I want to use a little bit of this black that I mentioned before. Well, I'm just going to use the torn look over it like this. So use a little bit. Let me see, where shall I put this one? Over here. Oh, perfect. And this one, I don't want it exactly the same, so I'll put that over there. Then we have some of these that have these different designs on it. So let me see what I could use from here. I'm just gonna go right in half with this and put a little bit on each one. Yep, I like that. And this one as well. And the other one. There we go. Perfect. Now we don't have any, let me see, fibers yet for this one. So let's see what we can do. Let's see. A little bit of the cheesecloth, of course. I could put this more like that. And put this one over here. Now, are we using these as focus or putting something else on top? Thinking possibly, yes. It could be like that. It is already interesting to me, the different, postage stamp, Armed Forces Reserve. This here is almost like a maze. So it's already interesting to me. Now, over here I have two of the same. Now, do I want to put two images side by side? Probably not. So maybe I might actually go more this way. I'm just going to trim this down a little bit. Put this over here, more like this. Now that's now in the same, I don't want exactly same position either. So let's go backwards again and go this way. And I might actually trim this a little bit more. So as you can see, it could be tedious work, but it will work out. Now, as far as some other colors that you might want to add, or some more fabric and so on, I have a green one that I might put here somewhere. And on the other one, let me go opposite that, a little bit lighter on the color. So we're going to put this one. This one has a little sparkle on it. So I don't know if I want to put a sparkle. Well, let's just do one with the sparkle. We don't need to do too much sparkle. Now, as far as I wanted to use this, so I'm just going to see whereabouts it might fit. I might use this one right here. Yep, I do like it. And then use this one up here with the cheesecloth kind of over top of it. So that's pretty well everything we might need for these. So let's put this one aside and work on this one and see how we can work that out. Now, of course, I'm going to just go like this. There. And start with gluing this one. Just going to put glue right over top of the whole thing because, well, we're working on the whole thing as it is. So let me put this one first. And put that here, and then this one on top. Now, I'm not sure where I had put this, but I believe I would like a little bit of it on the black here. Would look pretty good. Now, I might be changing this a little. I might have had the red one on top, but it doesn't matter. Let's see. We're going to put this down here instead. That looks okay to me. There. And, well, if we can, you know, make that cheesecloth behave. Because, as usual, it wants to go all over the place. Let's see. Okay. Stay down, please. Okay, and over here, just a little bit more glue. I'm gonna go with this one. Okay, looks good so far. So we've done about half of this one, and now we're on to the other side. We have a bit of old book page we want to put in, and then a bit of that. Now this one, okay, we already put glue, but let me just rework it. Okay, and we got the cheesecloth over here. We want to tack down a little bit. And now over here. There. So I like that as far as primitive goes. It's not very fancy. It's not, you know, not very frilly with lace and so on. It is just what it is, and it's got a bit of sort of bloody part here, red and black, and so a little bit maybe gothic or something. So now the only thing I like to add, well, like I mentioned, is some burlap. That makes it even more unique, I think. And this one could go just, and maybe possibly this. Let me just see. I don't know if this is maybe too big. Just a little bit smaller and thinner. Just don't cut your fingers. And we might put that out like that. Yeah, I like that. There. There. So there's our primitive tag on the smaller size, or medium size, really. This is the medium one, and I really do like it. I like it a lot. So that's one. So now with this one, we have this and that, and then over here we have these items. These are the suspects for this one. Okay. So now, this one was going to go, now not on the same side, right? I want this on the other side. Not really on the same. I could have put it even on the bottom, but anyways. Let's go this way. And then this one over here. That's fine. Then should we put this one in the middle and then this one on the bottom? I think yes. I do think yes. Okay, that. And then on the very bottom, we'll put a piece of this. Okay, and then we'll put this in the middle here. But let's glue this down. Let me see. This will go over here. Probably kind of the whole thing. And then this will have to put. Now I don't want to cover too much, so I might have to trim this down a little bit more. And I'm going to put it over here. There. That way you still see some of the cheesecloth. Anyhow, so now this one, we want to glue this down somewhere. And I don't want to lose this in any way, so let's put it down here. This is my little sparkle on this one. And then the rest will go right over top here. Okay, now if you find that it's maybe a little bit too long, I don't want to cover this too much either. So I'm just going to trim it. There, I like that better. And a little bit of the tape here from before. Get rid of that. Okay. Good, looks good. Now, as far as something else or that little, you know, different thing on it, let me see. First of all, we have that corn husk or, you know, whatever it is that comes in a corn. I wonder if it will glue. Will it glue down? Let me see. If I put it over here. Let me go over top of the black here. Can we glue this down? Will it stay until sewing? I could certainly sew over it and hope that it stays. But it could shred. So I might have to put something clear over top of it, because I believe that it will shred. Now I have a piece of this from the cereal. I might put that over top. Definitely, I just don't want a lot of it. So let me see. This might be just what we needed. Yeah, now, how do we make that stay? I'm not sure if it'll stay or not stay. Let me see. Let's put glue on top of it and see what happens. Okay, it might hold. And then again, it might not. So, it's kind of holding up here. So there. Okay. So, you can see the corn husk on it. I might still change my mind on it. I'm not sure. Now, I wanted to use this punch on something, maybe something with a bit more color than this. Let me see, what do we have here? How about from this right here? The collage, digital collage I made. It's gonna look nice. The negative is gonna look nice in something. Yes, but right now I want this piece. And that will go over top of that. Now, do I still want a bit of this? I might. Or where's my eyelash trim? Okay, so I have some eyelash trim over here. What am I wanting to use? The brown, maybe? The brown either right across? No. Brown a little bit more this way. No, maybe I don't want that much of it. Maybe it is just a tiny piece that I want. Or maybe I don't want any, right? It could be that. So let's see how it looks with a piece. If not, then we'll go to the back to the burlap. Now, oh, I do like that. Okay, so just a touch of the eyelash. Now, of course I could start using, you know, other glues, better glues, but let's just stick with the stick. Let's stick with the stick. Let's stick with the glue stick. I mean, I could get Fabri-Tac, but anyways, don't want to break the, you know, the creativity that's going on right here, right now. Let me see. Let's stay. No, yes, no. Now it's sticking to the back of the glue stick. Okay. Can we use this? Yes, we can. Okay. So I do like that. This is good. And we might use a teeny weeny little piece of this over top here, possibly. Yes or no? I don't want to make it look like a cross or anything, so yeah, let's put it down here. It should be good. Okay, that will hold it a little bit more in place. And we have our little sparkle. We have lots of texture. We have some unusual piece over here about, well, I don't know, a maze of some sort. But look, see, there's a cross over here and a cross over here. It does kind of go together. And or a plus sign. Doesn't have to be, you know, in a religious sense. But anyways, so we have over here two mountain of some sort. It's looking good and unusual. So these are the two medium-sized ones. We just completed these. So these ones, let's see, there's glue everywhere, and my little bits will stick on it. Now let's see what the size is again of these medium primitive tags. So 4" by 2 inches. You know what, I like to write that down. I just want to kind of remember. Now, okay, so medium, we have large, medium, and small. So medium, what did I just say? 4" by 2 inch, right? Yes. 4 by 2 inches. And then the bigger ones, which are these, again, are, oh, it's almost like 6, 5 3/4 by 3. So 5 3/4 by 3 inches. Okay, and then we'll see what our, you know, small tags are. And I just like to know, I don't know, for the sake of knowing. And then if I'm going to list them in my Etsy shop, I have some idea already. So these are good. And they're white on the back. You could write on them. It's a little bit more visible than the other ones. We could leave it this way. Definitely it looks good. I mean, it is primitive. Let's leave these ones as they are in the back. So that's 2 of these. And now let's look at the small tags. What shall we do with the small tags? Let me take the measurements right away, I guess. 3 1/4 by 1 1/2 inches. So let me write that down. 3 1/4 by 1 1/2 inches. Okay, so we have large, medium, and small. So now for the small ones, should we do something, I don't know, completely different, or just go with the flow, right? Well, I have this. I haven't used it yet. I believe I did use a little piece that I found somewhere else. So let's just go with a little bit of this blue and right down this way. And use little pieces of this. I don't need a lot because obviously we're doing the small ones. So we're just looking for something that is small. Let's put the blue one on this one. just for a little bit something different. I know it's not the earthy tone per se, but let's go with that, and I'll put this in my other scrap box. Now, as far as maybe some writing, I might use something that I have here. So let's go with this one. And maybe this one over here. And this one on the other side. Okay. That's looks good. And then what else do we have here? What about this a little bit of this greenish and the frog here? You might actually use the frogs in this section, or at least one frog. Anyways, let's use this little cutie over here. Now we could go right across with them, but I don't really want to go right across. Maybe more like that. Yeah, it looks good here. And do we want and I don't want green on this one, so some of these like this here, maybe let's use this unusual, whatever that is, letters of some sort, and we're going to go with this one over here. Yes, definitely there. And now as far as some textures, let's see what we can use as far as texture here. Shall we go with that? Yes, I think we shall. And then with this one over here. Yep, we'll use that. Now, do we want to leave white underneath or put something? It really doesn't matter what. We could put any scrap underneath. Well, I have this bit of the black, so I'm going to put this bit of black underneath here, just so you can see it, like this. And then on this side, what should I put? Maybe a little bit of this, because this one isn't right to the edge, so let's put this one there. But what about underneath there? Should we put something? Yeah, because this is just letters. Let's put the little tiny piece, you know, that we had left over from whatever we used before. We're going to put that under. Perfect. Now, maybe I want to go back to the burlap. And let me see. Piece of that. And we probably don't need the all one piece, so we're just going to cut this in half and put one on each. Okay, so now what I forgot about here is I wanted to do some little pockets, but maybe this is something completely different, maybe not really anything to do with this. So maybe I'll make these little pocket ones another time. Right now I like it just the way it is, as far as what's on it or what might be added to this. So I'm just going to glue this down and then see what else I might want to put on it. So again, I'm just going to put everything to the sides, put on the glue, and let's stick these things back on. So I believe I had this over here. And then I put this over top, the tea bag little holder, paper, whatever you might call it. Okay, and now, see, I did have this way, but actually, it might actually go better this way. So, sometimes things happen differently for a reason. And I'm just gonna pull this up over here. And it's still good enough this way. Now, this I had, I believe, this way. And let's see if we can get this little froggy over here, so we can see him. There we go. It's a little prince in disguise. And on the very bottom, we'll just put some of this writing. We might trim this off at the bottom. I'm not sure yet. Or I might leave it. I might just pull this a little bit lower. And let me see from the back. It's a little bit overhang here, but it's not too bad. A bit of black here, so let's go. I do have a strip of black here, and it has some, well, some of these shiny bits on it, so I might actually use a little bit of that. And let's see if we can fit that on there without it, you know, covering up too much of the other things. Let's see. Now that might be a little bit too much, so I'm going to trim it some more. Okay, and that looks perfect. So yeah, we'll go with this. Put that right on top here. And yeah, we'll let it hang over. Maybe not that much, so let's move it in a little bit. And then we had this little piece that goes over top. Now, is this enough? I'm not sure if this one strand is enough after all. So I do have some more here. And I'm going to add a little more of it. Okay. And now we're going to put that down, but is anything else going to hold it? What might we put on top of that still? Do we have maybe, possibly, I don't know if this is going to be too much burlap, but let's just try it and see. The red? Well, it could go, yes, definitely. I might pull off a couple of these pieces, the larger pieces. Should I pull it off? Yeah, I believe so. And we'll see if we end up with anything or the whole thing might, you know, fall apart, which it is. So, okay. So let's glue this down and see what else then we can come up with. Okay, this is good. If we can get it to stick a little bit. I might still go with that. Let me see how we can get it on. Well, this might just be enough. Anyways, it is a little bit of the red. And yeah, I believe that might be enough. I'm just going to stick it down a little bit more. There we go. Okay, yeah, this is good. Good enough for me on this one. And one last one here. Let's see, what do we have on this one? Okay, let's put our glue on. And on this one, on the very bottom, I'm going to go with this blue first. Right across, and then on the top also. Gonna go right across here. Giving it just a little bit of the overhang. And this one, I had a bit of this, the old book page, and on this side we had this one. Now, do I want to stick this the other way? Probably yes, so that we have the overhang here. Now this one, do we want it quite as big, or maybe trim it a little bit? I think I might trim it just a little bit. I don't want it to be overwhelming either, because it is just a small tag. So I'm just going to see what I can do about trimming it down just a little bit. Okay. Okay, so that's good. And now I was going to put this over here. Let's go with that. Okay, this is good, and then I can still see right through it anyways. So that's good. Let me just stick this a little bit better. And now as far as the burlap, let's use what was left over from the other tag. And now if I put this over here, I do like the brown tape, so I'm going to use a little piece of the brown tape and see if we can get that to hold this down. Just going to put it right in the middle here so that it doesn't really cover up the letters. And let's see if this tape will hold it down. Okay. This one I want more sort of upwards. There we go. Okay, yeah, that looks good. Oopsie. Get it back down. Okay, and as far as anything else that I might add, well, maybe a little bit of this blue. What do you think of the blue over here? It's a beautiful blue from a, you know, sari, not a sari silk, but anyways, sari scarf. Let's put this little piece over here. Now, is this too dark? I believe I have some other blues as well. Where is it? Let me try this one also. This one is a little bit lighter. Yeah, I think I like that one better. So let's put this one back. Now, do I want also a little bit of the sparkle on this one? Just a tiny bit, you know. I could put it underneath here. I don't want to cover the R. I do want it visible, so I'm just going to put that over top here. And glue this right over top. Yeah, this is good. So this is our other small primitive tag. If it needs anything else, I'm not sure at this point. I might still, you know, when I'm sewing, I might add something to it. But I think for now that we are done on these. So these are the two small ones that we made. If I can just get rid of some of these little bits on there and cover my glue and so on. Okay, so these are the two small ones. And then, now as far as the back, I think I will leave the white on this one. It is very nicely already painted. I might just, you know, put some, stain it a little bit with, ink it a little bit with a little bit of brown eventually. And then we're okay on that. And this one is the white one also. So these are the medium ones. So the two small and the two medium. And two of the large primitive or rustic tags. So we did something a little bit different than normal with your usual flowers and so on. Not that I have anything against flowers, of course I love them very much, and but I wanted to do something more a little bit odd in a sense. So, and I like this little froggy that will become my Prince Charming. Well, of course I have one already, but and so that's it as far as this is concerned. We're not finished yet. We're going to be sewing them as well, but that will be in the next part. So I appreciate you coming by to hang out with me and work on these primitive tags, and we will continue in the next video. Please take care of yourself. It's Rosie at RoseByNameCo. Take care. Bye-bye.